your particular, I can understand if I was black
How
in this
can you
country.
love the oppressed
Hold on.
people and be caring about the oppressor?
Hold on. If I was a black person in this country, I would feel like you feel, unfortunately. I'm just being truthful with you, yeah? I would say this country is not treating me properly. But my experience, I think Asian people are treated differently, yeah?
Cool.
Malcolm,
so
one last thing before I
slightly
go.
differently.
One last thing before I go. Malcolm X said, yeah, if the house is burning down, yeah, the house slaves, would pray for rain.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
To put out the fire.
Yeah.
When you see the man them in the field that are going through the oppression every day, they just pray for wind to come. You get me? Malcolm X gang.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm out.
What was your problem with immigration?
I'm by myself.
I want you to tell me what you're going to tighten on immigration. Will you try your best?
What you do is when people are coming in, you vet who's coming in. You check why they're coming. So if you need doctors, you get doctors in. If you need people to fill a particular area which is unemployment is high, like nurses, you bring nurses in. Yeah, I'm saying that you vet people. There are people coming into
That
the
never
UK.
worked for us the first time they did that.
What's wrong with this,
Yeah,
brother?
when they brought your people here, and they brought our people here. Now look at the
Because
state
your
of everyone.
people, when
It's
your
content
people was
recording.
when your people was first
Let
coming
me
in
say
this
the
country,
content, yeah?
listen to me.
Let
They
me-
didn't tell your people they were going to clean toilets.
Let me just give a message of content over everything, yeah?
Bro, that's the land of
this
God.
man is
I
not
like content
listening
over
to
everything.
me.
The thing is, I am not a Nazi, yeah? Just because I believe in tighter control of immigration, I'm not a Nazi.
Yo, me, I'm saying, one. I had to tell her about not wearing a turban last week for Harry Singh, because Harry Singh wasn't happy with you.
come on, man, don't
Yeah?
embarrass me.
So make sure next time, you got the turban and you come proper.
I need to get my
representing,
beard, man, and
You're,
the dagger as
you're
well.
ambassador of the religion.
Yeah,
You can't
man,
come in
have
the
your
tea-
dagger,
you
rep
can't-
your culture,
Yeah,
you
you can't have a turban one week.
I'm not baptized.
But you
bro.
Indian. Don't
Get
forget you
baptized.
Indian.
Get baptized. But are you listening, yeah?
Don't forget
You're too busy on the right
Are you
wing
listening?
marches.
This is what I'm saying.
Get back
Let me
there.
clarify content.
One minute.
I was on the anti-fascist side, brother. Not on the other side.
One minute.
Don't forget he's Indian.
One minute.
Tell
Are you
him.
listening?
Don't
Yeah.
forget he's
He's talking
Indian.
about immigration, and what I had to tell him is, yeah, go to this country, tell them to give you back your diamond as an Indian.
What's it called? It's called the tear of India.
It's called a Kurino.
Yeah.
And the Sikhs were the
Yeah.
last people to have it.
Yeah.
It's on the crown jewels.
Yeah.
On the Queen.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
why is Elizabeth?
Let me explain the story of the diamond, yeah? The diamond doesn't belong to one person.
Okay.
It belongs to the conqueror of the country. So
It belongs to the black man.
Hold on, for 1,000 years it went from
The
hand to
diamond
hand.
belongs to the
Whoever
black man.
conquered the land, they transferred it
So
over.
your land is still conquered then?
No, it was conquered at the time.
Is
yeah.
your land still conquered?
Well, it is because the British were the last people to conquer it.
So-
and
so-
they've got the crown jewel.
So why don't you instead of worrying about the British
Fucking
immigration
immigration
laws,
time.
why don't you try and free your land from being conquered by the British?
Look, it's not by the British I'm worried about. I'm worried about the Indian government
Yeah,
now.
this is your
Because the
problem.
Indian government...
But
yeah,
you are Indian.
The British know is
You
not
are
oppressing
Indian,
Punjab.
my friend.
I'm not Indian, I'm
You
Punjabi.
are.
I'm
My
sorry,
friend,
it's
you-
semantics,
what's
man.
wrong?
I'm not Indian, I'm Punjabi. India is huge.
Black
It's like
people,
Africa, the
Indian,
size of
no
Africa.
matter who you are.
Indian.
Let me
Don't care about
It's not the
immigration.
size of
You
Africa.
separate.
I don't care about
It's
immigration.
a lot
You are
smaller.
Indian.
I'm Punjabi.
India's a lot smaller than
I'm
Africa.
Punjabi.
Punjabi was
From the
Indian.
Tell
from
you.
the
Cash
Well, let's
back.
go semantics, man.
Tell
Because
you.
we're not
Brother,
because
brother.
we're
Back.
not
That's
we're
what
not
they do.
going to agree.
They
I'm
deport the
Punjabi.
man then. I don't support them deporting my
Yeah,
brethren. Yeah? Don't let them deport none of the man them, yeah? The main thing is if you're black or you're coloured, yeah?
You can't be worried about immigration,
When
bro.
these lot came to our countries as immigrants.
But dude,
No. When the white man went
You're
to
not British, bruv.
When the white man went to Native America,
you- sorry, sir, go on,
go on.
one minute. When the white man came to Native America as an immigrant and he committed genocide against their people,
Oh, what?
yeah, he can't tell no one about immigration. When the white man went to South Africa as an immigrant
And again?
and they created genocide in South
And
Africa,
what?
he can't tell no one about.
All right.
To this day, when he went to India as an immigrant and chopped it in half and made
And then?
Pakistan and India,
And then?
he can't tell no one
And
about
you come in
immigration.
England, you want to talk
To
about
this day,
And then
to this day,
go on,
America
go on.
and England
Go on.
have army bases
Where?
in nearly every fucking
All right, then.
country.
So what we chat about?
And they want to tell man about
Can I
immigrants.
speak?
So what we
Fuck
talking
that.
about?
Can I have a word?
Yeah, you can. But honestly, brother, yeah, I need you to
Take that back.
come to the light, yeah.
it
Like
back.
I know that you believe yourself that you're a
moderate,
Punjabi.
left-wing
What are you?
Punjabi.
Punjabi British Punjabi.
I'm Punjabi Sikh who's British as well. That's what I'm.
So this is where we're at.
That's my kind of mixture.
But your land
Punjabi.
is been conquered by the owners of this land, right?
But they were also conquered by the Islamic State.
Yeah,
It's been
but
conquered
has
by
Islamic
800
State
years.
got your property?
Yes, they have. They got loads
what
of
they got
stuff.
of
We've got
yours?
half of the state is in Pakistan.
So then why don't
Our
you?
temples are in
So
Pakistan.
when you deal with Pakistan politics, yeah, because this seems to be something that's close to your heart.
Yeah.
You're a Sikh. You seem to represent your culture, yeah.
I
And-
don't
and-
represent the Sikhs. I'm not a monolith. I have my own points of views. A lot of those Sikhs don't agree with what I say.
You still Indian.
Cool.
We're not.
However, one thing you will never be, one thing you'll never be is British.
Yeah, you'll never be.
Yo,
Never.
You have rent a dread and you have rent a Sikh.
Let's have a
He's
Let's have a
Indian.
discussion. Let's
He's
have a
Indian.
all right.
The brother
This
is
is what we do.
Indian.
This
He's
is what we
afraid to say
do.
he's
All right. This is
Indian.
what we do. This is what we do. I give you a quick story. Yeah. I give you a quick story. Yeah. Quick, and it's so quick. Yeah.
That's his bag. That's your bag.
In Africa,
That's
yeah.
your bag.
In Africa, there was a lion called Dwayne. Yeah. And he had a lioness called Dwayneisha. And they got pregnant. Well, Dwayneisha got pregnant. They traveled to England. And once they got to England, Dwayneisha gave birth to a healthy cub. They named that cub Dwayne Jr. Was that cub a lion or was that cub British?
Always a lion.
Regardless of where it was born.
Right.
Yeah, you are who you are, and who you are, your phenotype, yeah. Yeah, you're a lion, yeah. Yeah, he's a Punjabi, yeah. But so then you defending the immigration laws or worrying about who's coming into England? Brother, 1 second. Who's coming into England and who's doing what and to this country? I feel like you're placing your interest in the wrong place.
I respect you for that, yeah. I understand that the hurt, yeah, from a lot of people from ethnicities are genuine hurts. What Britain has done over the world is disgraceful in terms of the way they've conquered people, subjugated them, dehumanized them. Yeah, it's some of the worst crimes known to humanity. For me personally, yeah, I cannot, as somebody has come, my family has come to the UK and they've been treated well. Yeah, I've been treated well. Yeah, I understand there's problems.
You have personally.
And people that I know around me, yeah.
So those in your community, represent your demographic, have not suffered racism.
Of course.
Yeah, they've not suffered injustice.
Yeah, of course.
Are they at an equal standing socially?
Hold on, let me
Are they at an equal?
Jedi, you need to.
Are they at equal?
Let me talk.
Are they?
Let me talk.
Are they at equal standing socially?
Let me just.
Do they have?
I believe they are.
You believe that
Because we have the same opportunities.
the Indian people, the Indian people that live in Britain are of an equal social standing to the native British people that live here. That's what you believe.
Now let me just say
You
something,
believe
brother.
in a lot of things.
Let me just say something, brother. Yeah.
You believe in whole
I think
things.
we're coming from a different angle. You are a black male, yeah, from Nigeria, from your family ethnicities.
Ask him where he's from.
This is why Raven wants to keep our politics differently, yeah?
So-
because us as the black people will never, ever feel like that. And the ones that do feel like that, they're separate from us. So when a man's embracing the very people that we believe are the devils here and the rascal oppressors,
And you
you're
go on
embracing
national
that
TV
thing
and say you're
and
British.
saying, yeah, I'm British, then I ain't really
You go on national TV
Same way
and
I
say
didn't do
you're
it with a
British.
black man. Remember, my second debate here, yeah, there was a black man said he's black. He's British, he's proud, he don't see nothing wrong with the system. I disengaged with him instantly. And I'm going to have to do that right now. Because I can't be arguing with a man that's part of the system.
Can you let me state my case though?
You may do, my
I
brother.
think people are over talking me and telling me that I should believe in a particular
Alex,
way.
stop doing that, man.
So let me just say something, yeah. Your experience as a black man, yeah, you have a legitimate right to be angry with the state. I think for myself, the Indian community have not been mistreated like the black community.
Cool.
The black community has been
I'm not angry.
This is him. No.
He just started as well. He just started.
Give him a chance.
You need to tell me something, yeah. Look, even myself, yeah, I listened to Ty, yeah. When I first saw his video, automatically I had my own prejudice, thought he was going to be a joke. And then when I listened to it, he's one of the most articulate and intelligent persons.
What was your prejudice based on?
What
was your initial prejudice?
Yeah, negrophobia.
Oh,
Yeah, and I suffered from it, yeah.
He suffered from it.
I
It's
admit
cured. It's cured now. It's
admit
a
it.
minute.
It's not cured.
I rate that.
We respect that.
And I know,
yeah.
I know for a fact. Do you know why? I'm going to give you an example, yeah. Black people are demonized on the TV, yeah, made to look like buffoons. I'm going to give you an example. You know, Sikhs in India. Yeah, we are one of the toughest groups in India. We make up 15% of the army, but 1% of the population. If you go to Indian movies, do you know who the brunt of the jokes are? The Sikhs.
Yeah.
What, in the films?
In the films with the drunks, with the idiots, and with the dumbasses, yeah? So I have an affiliation with you guys, and I know that you guys are being demonized. Your experience as a black person is completely different from mine. I think I'm treated better than black people. You are not. When I walk down the road, yeah, you're not demonized. When I see a black person, I admit, even my natural instinct, yeah, and most Indians won't admit this, yeah, their natural instinct is fear.
Yeah.
Also, now you admit you're Indian.
Yeah.
You admit you
I'm
Indian
saying
now.
fellow Indians.
1 minute.
You just said most Indian. Oh, did you get that camera?
You
Did you get that?
It wasn't just now. It wasn't just now. It wasn't just
Did
now.
you get that?
It wasn't just now.
Did you get that?
Oh, you admit you Indian now. Earlier on, you was not Indian.
Listen, he said he was Indian from 10 minutes ago.
1 minute.
We never said nothing.
minute.
We was all laughing. He's saying, yeah, I'm saying what, you're Indian, yeah?
Let me say one thing, cuz. Let me say one thing. Yeah? I respect everything my man's been saying, cuz it's true. And that's one of the reasons why we have to build a G circle and we have to be dealing with our own community because of those issues that he just highlighted, yeah? But at the same time, yeah, I do say, yeah, that I do agree with you when you're saying that black people are definitely the most oppressed. But this is what I'm saying about immigration, yeah? It is the British going to all of these lands, yeah, and plundering in all of these lands, yeah, why these people have to come over here in the first place, bro. You get me? So if these man ain't trying to do no reparations to them lands, they can't ask why people are coming here, fam. You get me?
You know why I would say no hard feelings on immigration. Immigration should open because we as black people build this country.
Right.
We're supposed to be here. So immigration for us means nothing.
Brother, let me say something. Yeah?
We entitled to come in and out when we want.
When you talk
about
let me say something. The
come in here,
Afrocentric movement, yeah,
go when we
I
want,
watch a lot.
come in when we want, because we build this country.
Brother Polite.
tell me
All of
the
these
fuck
guys.
about them
Let me
guys.
say something. Yeah, I believe black empowerment is trying to take it back to culture.
We got two conversations.
What I'm trying to say to you is that I understand your plight as a black person is different from mine. We're not a monolith. Asian people are treated differently. When I walk down the road in a dark area, no one looks at me as a threat. You're going to be looked at as a threat.
Why?
In a dark, I tell you what happens in a dark area. I tell you, wait. That is not true. I tell you why that's not true. Yeah, in a dark area. Yeah, Leon, will you demonstrate? Wait, Leon, will you demonstrate darkness for me, please, quickly? Yeah. In a dark area, yeah, you lot can't even see me, yeah. Let alone label me, yeah.
Let me rephrase that then.
Because he's a big man.
Let me rephrase that
Because
then,
he's
yeah.
big.
I'm being honest with you guys because I don't believe about lying, yeah. There is a problem, yeah, within the Asian community, especially of fear of black people. And I'm going to give you examples.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you now. I'll tell you. Listen to this.
Let me talk.
Yeah, Asia's bigger than India, yeah?
I'm Asian.
Let him finish.
Let me talk, yeah. They will not,
Where are you from?
they will not say it to your face. Yeah, but there is a problem. When you hear people talk behind closed doors, you hear certain things, you're negative, yeah? And the thing is, the reason why, I'll give you an example. When I was growing up with a mixed school, yeah, and there was like black kids, white kids, and Asian
You
kids.
didn't play with the black kids, did you?
I did, some of my best mates. But what happens is when the kids turned 13, yeah, the black kids shot up like that, and us lot were still tiny little kids.
Yeah.
There was always an intimidation towards the black guys. The black guys are all the best fighters, all the best sports people. We grew into...
Wait.
Say it on camera. Say it on camera. Say that again. Say it again.
Listen,
the black kids was good in what? The best in what? Say it on camera.
Let me say that because of the physical difference in size, yeah, we grew the same afterwards. But because of that intimidation, when I was younger, I used to look at black kids, I used to be scared. Negrophobia, obviously, yeah? And so I'm admitting it. As I grew up to the same size, I've still got that psychology as I grew into my 20s. But now as I've got older, I haven't got that mentality, yeah? But it creeps in once in a while through the media. If you watch stuff like World Star Hip Hop, yeah, it's a disgrace that black people are laying that kind of stuff on there. Yeah, the hip hop, yeah. I watched
It's true.
I listened to Akala, yeah, he had a fire in the booth. And he taught me more in 10 minutes, yeah. And my views changed on his particular. You may not like him, yeah.
What?
But he done a rap here, yeah, about oppression of the black people, yeah.
Who's that? Indian man?
Akala.
Yeah. Nah, he's just the main quote.
It's a joke.
He's just the main
Yeah.
quote.
But what I'm
I
saying,
just find it funny, innit? I got a lot of love for Akala, and I think he's a talented artist and whatever.
Yeah.
However, I know there's a lot more dark-skinned artists, yeah. I just feel like if people want to talk about someone, they talk about Akala, that's because he works for the BBC, so he gets his foot in the BBC, he gets to do his fire in the booth, and then people like you can get to hear it. So I still feel like, even though he does represent us, he's a victim of colorism
But he
in
still made me
itself.
change my
innit,
mind.
Yeah? Cool, but he's not really, you can't really compare
But we are
Akala to
trying
me.
to
You
do that now.
can't really compare
not to you.
or to the
No,
big, tall black guys that you're chatting about. Akala don't really fit. Akala don't fit into that demographic in terms of looking.
I know, but somebody could propagate somebody else's oppression, yeah, and still not feel it themselves. And what I'm trying to say to you is that when I heard his lyrics, normally you hear hip hop is complete trash.
No, not normally.
Yeah?
No.
Some of the new stuff is in my opinion, yeah?
If you was into hip hop,
I know you're good.
If you was into hip hop and you was looking for what they call conscious hip hop, you would be inundated in that field if you chose to undertake that and look for that. If you're not going to look for that, then you ain't going to find it.
So but let me just say that I went for the mainstream kind of the mainstream guy. I'm not
so you
saying
took what you was given.
I was took what I was given, but taking what you're given and listening to it and changing your viewpoints is an amazing thing to do. I didn't know about the oppression of like Black Wall Street in America and all this kind of stuff and blacks being oppressed when they had their own economy and stuff.
Man.
Yeah, so 100%. I learned something and I researched it after. I didn't just listen to it. So music can make you change your mind.
It can do.
Yeah, and people that say, all these Asian people say they haven't got no Negrophobia, they're not scared about people, or they fear black people, they're lying. Most people,
How do you know that?
I just know from my own experience over the years. I
would agree with you. However, I don't want you to say. I don't want you to take this personally, yeah. Because I know you said you're from Afghanistan. I got some Afghanistan brethren that grew up just in the community where we all grew up, and I don't believe that they have an innate fear of black people. I don't think they got a fear of black people. But however, I would say that there's a lot of people that we grew up around that even though we grew up with them, they still innately had a certain fear or culture or society puts a certain message into their head that they need to be wary of us.
Let me tell you how much.
So I understand that, like as in. I think it's wise to grow up around the black man them and have a healthy fear, because we're something to be feared, Meanwhile, I fear my brothers as well,
But
I fear my brothers as well, and I fear people from other groups as well. But it's the healthy fear. It's not where it's just based on stereotype. It's healthy fear, and sometimes it's respect. For instance, growing up, we used to beat up drunk people and that, But you see, when you got to certain Eastern European man, it don't matter how drunk they are, or when you get to the pikeys and that, you got that. That fear has to come back in because you have to understand these men don't fuck around. So it's just knowing what people, that a black man might be strong, he might wear whatever it is, innit, But socially now, on the whole, there's something that keeps majority of Asian people and black people separate, there is and one of the main things is you don't seem to share our politics.
I can talk about
we don't have the same experience.
So because we don't have the same experience, we can't get too into you lot. You lot don't seem to. We're a friendly group, the black people, black community, and I've got friends from all walks of life, So we embrace a lot of people. Everyone knows that that's what black people do. They do embrace. But the Asian communities, where they're more community-minded, as in within their race or whatever, they have their own kind of circles, so they don't really have so much of a need to go out and it's the black groups are fragmented, where we might end up with that friend and that friend. We don't really have too many people from just one community.
One thing you should know in Asian people, when you say Asian people, there's a division between Asian people. There are Indian, there are Pakistani,
Indians,
there are Bangladesh.
Pakistan, all of them ones. Wait, all of them ones.
And there are religious differences as well. There's Sikh, Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist.
All of them. All of them.
I want to give you a bit of an insight.
All of them. And Asia as in Chinese as well. I mean all of them as well.
Let's talk about South Asia. Let's talk about South Asia. But you look them as one.
No, I don't. I don't look at them as Asian. You two look very different. Listen. To me, you two look very different.
Generally, like
no. Where are you from, my brother? Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from?
When you're talking about
where are you from?
Where are you from, bro?
Yeah, don't take no conversation with one till he tell you. Where are you from?
You want to talk about Asian people.
Where are you from?
Where you from, bro?
I've been hearing for a long time.
Where are you from, bro?
Gujarat.
Sorry. Where are you from?
Gujarati.
Gujarat, okay, I'm Gujarati.
Are you Gujarati?
I'm Gujarati.
You look Gujarati.
So what is that India?
He's still Indian.
Is that India?
Still Indian.
Is that India?
I'm Gujarati.
Is that
He is Indian.
What Jedi is speaking about is our experiences with Asians in this country. We have never seen a specific group of Asians that treat us differently or treat us the same way we treat other people. So when we say all Asians, we're talking about our experiences in this country with all Asians. Now, listen. I will say there are Asians, there are whites, there are Romanians, there are people from other cultures that do resonate with us, but more time, 9 times out of 10, they are also rejects from their nation, and they don't really roll in their nation as much. You get me? When they roll with the man, them 100%, it's like they get treated as.
That's a bit blankety for me, so I can't. But I know.
And the reason why I say that is there's more proof from today with Alex. When we was doing the G Circle, someone told Alex that he shouldn't join the G Circle because it's a cult. Do you get me? And that's an Asian guy telling a black guy not to go into a circle, which is talking about.
I want to give you a bit of an insight into the Asian culture, yeah, because it's something that black people should know. White is seen as beautiful.
Are you gonna be our snitch?
Yeah, I'll be your switcher. I'll give you. I don't have no loyalty to anyone. Yeah? When a baby is born,
you got that one right in the face.
When a baby is born, when a baby is born, if the baby's white, they praise it. If the baby's dark, they ostracize it from birth. There is and the reason it's not from the British. It's from the caste system. From 2,000 years ago, because when white people invaded into India, the Dravidians who were black were oppressed, and they set up a caste system subjugating them. It was a bit like slavery. So they were subjugated from that day one. My mum, I don't want to say it's 3%.
And you know why that was? Because they knew the dark people that was the original people in that area. That's why they were oppressing them. And that's the same thing with Saudi Arabia and Yemen. It's the same thing with Egypt and
I don't disagree with that. The thing is when you
have opportunity to meet people, you grow up and it make a big difference.
Okay, so what I wanted to ask you about, my brother, are you aware of a stigma or a stereotype or a fear in your Gujarati community about black people, about black men?
I don't think
I've heard that a lot of black men are mistreated in India. I heard there's been a lot of that going on. Can we talk about this?
Oh, there are many marriages between Indian community or the black people.
Yeah. In England, definitely.
No, what happened? No, that if you got an opportunity
but in India.
Are we Dalit?
We're talking about in India.
Are we Dalit?
You've never lived in India.
Are we untouchables?
No, I wouldn't say that.
I was going to ask you about the Sidi tribe.
I think
you know about the Sidi tribe.
There's blacks in the cities in India. They're mistreated badly.
You know the cities? You never heard of the cities?
There's actually black villages.
Have you heard about? Sorry, you've never heard of the cities?
I know the black people, but I haven't heard about it.
Sorry,
I haven't heard about
it. Wait. Are you aware of mistreatment of black people in India?
It's not only India, in the whole South Asia.
In South Asia.
And if you are a minority, that's a human nature.
Sorry, but 1 second.
If you're a minority, whether it be religion or be a color,
I'm talking about color specifically.
If you talk about color in your thoughts, but many people are dark in India, North India. There's all dark people.
You've got to
in
accept
Pakistan
the fact,
as well.
When you got
they're not African background.
Bro,
dark
let's
people.
not dilute this because it's about free speech. I'm going to say the truth. When you go to the Punjab or you go to anywhere in India, even in the darkest populations, the posters of white light people.
That's right.
There is a colorism. Colorism. In India is prevalent more than even in Europe. The racism down there is terrible. I'm from North India. North Indians are normally lighter, and some of my cousins got blue eyes. But they also look down upon the dark Indians, There is this hierarchy. And
in Bollywood, in film industry.
Everywhere, I believe, the black people have a legitimate concern, that wherever they go, there's a kind of like a fear, or maybe there's some kind of distrust. I don't know the reason, I don't know the reason. Maybe they're jealous, I don't know.
But you're mixing up.
Something is there, and to deny the fact is just being disingenuous.
But you're mixing up dark people and Africans.
Okay.
If you look at generally, when I'm in the Asian community.
How come the most Africans live in India? 150 million Africans,
150 million
live in India.
When? Where?
The Dravidians.
There's Africans.
No, currently.
You know there's Africans. He knows there's Africans.
The people from
So I'm saying the most. Hold on, wait. That's more than in North America, South America, any other part of the planet. We're saying the most Africans. But they came to help live in India.
You haven't heard that. Let me just say something to you.
It might have gone up now.
Let me say something. Just admit this one thing. When the Indians went to Africa, my family's from Africa. I'm shocked when I hear people telling me the stories of how they never interacted.
But you know why you went to Africa?
Hold on.
I can tell you why Indian went to Africa.
I didn't agree with it.
I can tell you.
When I
you were slaves.
Hold on.
We take you up to work.
Oh, let me just talk here.
I can tell you why you not went to Africa.
One thing you was talking about Punjab in India.
And I agree with you.
You know Indian.
We was used as puppets.
But you don't know the history. You don't know the political history. The Punjabis, they were persecuted in India. India. This is my friend. He doesn't know.
Hold on, brother. Let me just.
The religious-based
I
part
just want
was
to give you my experience because it doesn't mean it's reality, yeah.
Exactly.
When I talk to my relatives,
Like,
yeah.
if you-
hold on, brother. When I talk to my relatives,
Are you going
and
to
say,
call
what
Kashmir
did?
is Indian?
No, hold on. When I
They're
talk
not going
to
to accept it.
brother, when I talk to my relatives and say, what did you do in Uganda? They never interacted with the black population. Ever. I said, well, did you play with the black kids? No. They had separate places
Maybe from
where
both
the British
sides,
then
no?
put them in
For both sides.
and they made them subjugate the black
system,
people
fam,
even
that's
in
why.
there. It was like a caste system.
So,
with Africa.
politically, we don't share any common ground. Is this what
That's
you're saying?
exaggeration about.
between
What,
me
is
and
the,
you.
what is the
Yeah,
common
we
ground?
exaggeration.
What we share,
I-
what we share, and the biggest export is the caste system.
Many Asian people, they
Because
got a
light
friends
is right.
and they're
We've
married.
got two
they
people
got-
talking.
They got a family relation, they got a friends, and when we say like the way you're talking is a massive exaggeration that there is some sort of big division between black people
Not
and Asian
division.
people.
I'm just telling you.
It's not.
There is.
Let me
There is.
explain something.
If you say there is,
Am I a Dalai or am I not a Dalai?
it is in every community. The Eastern European, Latinos, Middle East, that's a natural thing that they keep sort of.
Am I a
community
Dalai
spirit.
or am I not a
But
Dalai?
exaggerate.
Would I be classed as a Dalai if I was there?
Yeah, you would if you was an Indian.
Untouchable.
People would look at you as lowly.
That's a
And a
caste
white
system,
person is
my
God.
friend. That's a caste
That's
system.
what we're just talking about.
A white person is
Your
God.
caste system is the first racism.
cities underneath
Yeah, I'm trying to
Caste
say,
against
he's never heard of the system.
No, again.
Of
course not.
Oh, I was looking at you. I was doing my best Raven impression
Go
still. I was. I literally watched you when you watch it back.
Hold on, brother,
I was looking for you
Go
still.
to India as a white person, you'll be treated like a god.
That's right.
You go to India as a black person,
Or
you'll
you will
be
be
treated badly.
hated.
Or you
That's
would not even be treated
You're
nicely.
around
right.
here.
And
You will
that
be
is
hated.
But
Many
I
people-
was
the
hearing
caste
about
system.
a lot of black Africans being murdered out there,
That's right.
especially of recent times.
Yeah, there's been some
There's
attacks.
been a lot of attacks
And
where
protests.
the black people there are getting murked and killed over there. I just wanted to know what your opinion was, because as we was like a black collective having a conversation with our Sikh brother, you came in, so I thought that you may want to add to what you know about the plight that we as the black people face across the fucking world.
I mean, when the people don't know each other, there is
Yeah.
always fear. There's always fear of stranger. Always fear of people who are different.
So within your
we
own
stand in
family,
London.
you've never seen racism towards blacks.
I wouldn't use the word racism. Racism is very strong.
Listen to the older generation
It
and they
is
talk.
if the Asian people, they, for example, hang out with their own people. They keep a spirit of
And they
community.
have prejudices
There's a
that
difference
will
you know,
come
about
Spirit of what?
Spirit of like community mingling and friendship with their own people, marriage with their own people. That's the community sense.
Yes,
but
it's
to
not
say
racism, yeah.
is a very strong word. I wouldn't say racism.
not- it's negrophobia.
Racism is like
They just
you
like
know,
to keep themselves to
It's
themselves.
It's
No,
not
I
racism.
respect that. I respect
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I wouldn't say racism.
I respect that, but what I'm saying is with that, there's no issue with that. You understand? But we're saying with that, there's also a negative racist element that is not being addressed.
In
So
some
right now,
people- in some people
what
there
you're
may be.
doing, what you're doing is covering that racist element.
I'm
Because
not covering, I'm
you're
saying
basically
that.
telling us about the. We know if an Asian wants to just marry Asians, I've got no problem with that. I actually respect that. I only deal with black girls. I don't look outside my race when it
No,
comes to
I'm
women.
saying
You're
about.
mad. Have you seen the black
I
woman?
wouldn't say this is racism.
I'm not saying that's racism. I'm saying now. If I'm saying now.
What's racism?
If I'm saying.
What? That he don't look
Alright,
at
let me give an example, yeah?
But what about?
I'm going to give you a real life
Wait,
example.
let me hear this. Let me hear this person.
No.
It's not racism.
So that's my.
What about Africa?
How is that racism?
Honest.
If African
How is your preference?
Some man got yellow beard.
If a white man tells me that he believes white women are the most beautiful women on the planet,
that's a different.
if a white man tells me he believes white women are the most beautiful women on the planet,
That
I
statement is
respect
different,
it.
my friend.
I respect that. If an Indian man tells me he believes Indian women are the most beautiful women on the planet, I'm saying me as a black
What
man.
was racist about that? Though? I don't get that.
If there was a pretty Indian girl, yeah.
He's not attracted
I'm
to
not
her.
attracted to her.
Why is that racist?
I respect.
Yeah, no,
her
it ain't. No, it
prettiness.
ain't. That's
Are you
subjective.
listening? Are you listening?
That's subjective.
Are you listening? Attraction to me.
pretty.
Attraction to me.
To
I'm a
who?
Listen. I've got a certain level of consciousness. Attraction to me. No. You're physical. Attraction to me is not just based upon physical looks. Yeah. If I'm going to be attracted to a woman, it's not just based upon her physical. Yeah. It's her mind and her soul. Now, black women to me are the only women that I can meet that have a certain soul, a passion, and love for my community and building a community that can reflect mine. So I find that attractive.
That's what interests him, though.
You know why it doesn't make sense? So you're
How
saying.
you gonna say a man's preference? What makes sense?
Let him say why it doesn't make sense.
One at a time.
Look, yeah. if a girl, like a white girl, come to approach you for marriage, yeah, and she's a pretty girl, innit? Would you reject her because she's white? And you found her pretty as well.
He's not attracted to her. He's not attracted to her.
100,000 million%, I would not marry.
So you find no other girl pretty except for black?
Who is not a black woman. I would not marry her.
So you find no other girl pretty but black?
I don't find them attractive. I see pretty, there's beauty in everyone. So if you tell me, listen, if you tell me, Raj, Indian, I find Indian women. I'm saying no. If you tell me that I find Indian women, bro, listen. If he tells me I find Indian women are the most beautiful.
As a Muslim
If
guy,
you tell me,
I would see any girl that I find pretty. There's ugly
you
girls.
have a connection with people of your own race.
Wait.
But you have a connection of people.
Some people, listen, some people find men attractive. Some people, wait, I was saying, some people find men attractive, yeah? And they will argue the fact that, what, if a pretty man, if a handsome man came up to you, would you not be interested? No, you wouldn't, because that's not your preference, is it? So it's a personal choice, right?
That's a different subject.
I'm talking about
straight men.
Hold on.
Family, sister, I want to speak. You're a straight guy, yeah? Yeah, you're a straight guy, yeah? Yeah? I'm a straight guy, yeah? Yeah. Okay, look, yeah, I would marry any girl that I find attractive. Any skin color, any girl.
Are you about nation building? Are you about nation?
I'm about people building. I don't care about any nation. Every race is equal.
First of all, you said you're asking about prettiness. Now you're asking about marriage. Which one is it?
One time.
You asked him, yeah?
Yeah.
You wouldn't find no other girl prettier. And then you asked him about, oh, so you wouldn't marry one. Which is it? Are you asking
marriage
about,
is what I'm coming-
are you asking
I'm coming
about
across-
physical
I'm coming-
attraction or are you talking about marriage?
Marriage is marriage, isn't it? For me, as a Muslim, yeah, we all could get married, isn't it?
But that's a lifelong commitment.
Maybe he's.
You said if a white girl comes to
marriage.
you said if a white girl
You
comes
believe in
to
marriage, or you don't believe in marriage? I don't know. What's your belief? Because I'm talking
I
to
believe in union, yeah? But are you
believe in marriage, yeah?
Yeah, union.
Cool.
But are you
So
listening?
before you have a relationship with a girl, you marry her, or do you just sleep with her before marriage?
Say that again?
Before you have a relationship with a girl, do you marry her, or I can't talk. Wait. Before you have a relationship with a girl, yeah? Do you marry her, or do you have a relationship with her?
It's so simple.
Do you fornicate or do you marry?
Listen,
What do you do?
Are you listening? There's union, yeah? This is what I'm telling you, yeah? That is irrelevant to
I don't even mean about British marriage. I mean about
what I'm
your
trying to show
belief
you
in
is,
marriage.
yeah?
Go on.
Me as a black man, yeah? I have
You're brown, you're not black.
I'm a black man.
You're
yeah?
brown.
You shouldn't say you're
I'm
black.
a black
African.
I'm
You're
a black man.
You're African.
I don't care.
how are you going to tell you how to...
Yeah. You can't define me, yeah?
My dad, yeah, my brother, yeah, my dad and my brother have dark skin.
Listen to what I'm telling you. Listen to what I'm telling you, and listen to why we've got to have a G circle and why we've got to deal with issues.
Wait, let me come in, please.
Let's have a G circle, innit?
Yeah?
Black is a race.
The reason why, this is the reason why. I was born by a black woman, yeah? And I was born by a black woman, yeah? And
black a race.
don't try to find me.
Black a race. No.
Don't try to find me.
It's black a race.
Black is what was in the beginning.
It's
yeah?
black a race.
No.
Melanin.
You describe yourself as Muslim, yeah? You describe yourself as Muslim. That's right. Wait, let me get in, please. Let me get in. You describe your... It's not a destroying thing, yeah? Listen. Listen, shush. No. You destroy it. Listen.
I'm here for peace. Like,
All right. You described yourself as a Muslim man, yeah? When you were talking about marriage, yeah? Straight thing. You said, right, me, I'm a Muslim man, yeah? So you didn't describe your ethnicity, yeah? He described himself as black. That's a political thing, innit, yeah? You understand what demographic...
Nationality and race is different.
Okay, cool. But what I'm saying is, he described himself as something other. You describe yourself as something other.
There's no such race as black.
All right, but listen. No. Let me finish. You did not describe yourself by race.
You're insulting your ancestors by saying you're black.
Bruv.
Yeah?
Are you
My
listening?
ancestors call themselves black.
Listen to me, man.
Kenya was
Don't
called
ignore
the land
me.
of the blacks.
Hold on. Don't
What are
ignore
you
me.
talking about?
Don't ignore me.
You called many of our lands
Wait.
blacks.
Don't
You know
ignore
why?
me.
Because black was the beginning.
Wait,
the
fam.
first people in your land was black. They were dark, melanin, carbon. You get me? So what I'm saying is, yeah, I was born by a black woman. Yeah, I was born by. I don't care. We're not a nation. We're not a nation. We're not a nation.
You're confusing everyone on YouTube, yeah? No race, yeah, call himself black.
Yeah, come on.
Because you lot don't know how to shut down fuckery, yeah? You're gonna listen. Because you lot don't know how to shut down fuckery.
We don't care about what you're saying about black.
Hold on.
You're
You're allowing a brother to come and hijack men's conversation. We was having a conversation. I'm not getting a 1 minute. No, I ain't. No, I ain't. You lot, yeah? This is what you did, yeah? This is what you did. You let this conversation get subverted, yeah? We were talking about India. We were talking about blackness. We were talking about the relationship. We were talking about the relationship between India. We were talking. Forget him. Who is he? He just came here, fam. We was having a fat conversation. So that's all I'm trying to say. He came with a point about marriage, yeah? And before man just brushed him off quickly and dealt with him real quick,
no one brushed me, no one
we
dealt
fed
with me.
into it. It's so simple. Listen, brother, you got your preference.
You got spirit of confusion.
You got your
Listen. You're not confusing yourself.
No, don't do that. Don't do that, bruv,
You're not
man.
confusing yourself.
Stop fucking doing that, bruv, around me, man.
There's no race called
What
black.
is wrong with man there?
You guys are African.
Listen, all right, that's great. Thank you. Thank you. That's not our conversation.
African is a
This
name.
is what I'm talking about, feeding into it.
Motherfucker, you can't define me, bruv. You can't tell me what I am. All the black people here say hey. Say hey. Say hey. The black say hey. So what you say doesn't mean nothing because you can't define us. You can't define us. How about that? How about that? You can't define nothing. You're not no Arab slave master. You can't tell me what I am. I'm not your little slave. Don't come here telling me that. Are you listening? Brother, you listening? I love the black woman. See, black woman, I'll fight for you. Yeah? These men don't care about you. I've seen in this society you've been oppressed. I've seen the black woman is the most oppressed. I've seen the black woman is the most. I've seen the black woman is the most oppressed person in the society. And I've made it my job to uplift the black woman as a black man. And I got this white man here coming telling me about why am I uplifting the black woman. That's these devils. See, they're questioning me, making me feel bad about uplifting my sisters, my mum, my auntie, my people. You're a devil, bro.
One second. Sorry, one second, my brother. One second. All right, cool. One second. Listen. So this is what I'm saying, yeah? We was having. Listen.
We're gonna lift up our mums.
Yo. On the sideline. We need you lot. Let's have a oneness. Yo. Let's have a oneness, bruv, yeah? Let's have a oneness, yeah? Let's have a oneness. All right, so that being said, a man, 1 second. A man was questioned about his preference. He just let man know he's got his own preference. We move on. It's not racism. You lot are entitled to... No, let me finish. You lot... Listen. You lot... Listen. You lot... Listen.
Can't define no one. Can't define me.
Why are you feeding back to it? We need to know these things.
I hate the way they feel like they can come and define us.
Who's there?
These guys from the next race trying to tell me you're not black. Shut up, bro.
Listen.
Shut up and go. Shut something special.
Hey, respect. Wait with me, brother. Listen. Brother.
There's a letter. I need a letter.
Alright, but listen to this. Please, yeah? What you need to do, yeah, is when they come, listen, when they come with these subversive conversations, listen to me, please, bro, listen, when they come with these subversive tactics, yeah, what you need to do in the heat of the moment, you need to know how to cut it off and dead their energy, yeah? You understand? Yeah? Don't play with them. Don't play with them. We've done it already today. We've done it already today.
Some sisters right now feeling good watching the screen.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? There was a purpose, and we was actually building with another brother, yeah? And we already said that we're coming over. I'm already hearing Islamic this, Islamic that. This is not a religious conversation, yeah? I don't want to hear nothing about Islamic nothing. So I don't want to hear nothing. Don't worry. You lot go to the side and talk about that. We were talking about the black community and Asia and our relationship, yeah? We were talking with two brothers, a Gujarati brother and a Punjabi brother about racism in India, yeah? This is what we're talking about, yeah? I don't want to talk about Islam.
Yo, I'm going to do with you afterwards, yeah? Let them finish.
I don't want to talk about nothing else.
I understand your conversation is not about Islam. I'm just telling you, Because he has a Muslim.
I don't care about this as
Hold on,
Muslim.
respect.
No,
Hold
man.
on, Jedi.
Listen.
I'm not
Talk to me, fam. He's not representing
I'm not
us.
talking about Islam.
Just chat to me.
I'm just
Forget about
clarifying
that.
because he has a
My
Muslim.
brother, I
He has a
don't
Muslim
care.
parents.
Stop caring about what man's saying. No,
He has a Muslim.
no, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear.
He has a Muslim
wanna
parents.
hear.
I'm going to say one thing.
I don't
In
wanna
Islam,
hear.
you're allowed to marry your preference. That's it. You don't have to marry a what. You can choose.
Oh, groundbreaking. We already knew that. We all know that. Groundbreaking. So why have we spent?
Let's go back to your non-Muslim discussion, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying
Don't listen to
make
him.
this all about
Don't listen to man.
Listen,
No, bro. Do you have a daughter?
I got a black daughter.
Yeah, when she's adult, yeah, would you let her marry an Arab?
All of the black girls are my daughters.
Would you let her marry an Arab?
I don't choose who she marries. I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna hope that she chooses.
If she did marry an Arab, what would you say?
What can I say to her if that's her choice?
You'd be cool with it then, yeah?
What can I say?
Man,
What spirit are you trying to find?
what are you talking about, bro?
With the devil,
What's that, man?
Yeah, you're
Why
looking
not,
for
bro?
I'm gonna tell my daughter
What do you
to
want,
marry a
though?
black
What do
man.
you want, though,
I'm
man?
gonna tell my daughter don't marry an Arab. How about that?
Why do you keep leaning up into his face?
leaning,
You're leaning up in his... He's shouting, you can hear him, bro. Step back, bro,
I'm
man.
gonna tell my daughter marry a black
I
man.
don't care. What do you want?
Tell her to marry a black
Why
man.
you all up on man like that? Look, there's a bag right there. Fam, step back, man. Listen, hold this side. Move away, man. Move, man.
You want to talk?
Stop, man.
You don't need to be up in man's face. Talk.
This is what I'm saying. Yo, this is why the G circle. This is why the G circle is important, yeah. I'm not here for next man. This is all a waste of time. We're all wasting our time.
Let's get some space and order, yeah?
Everyone step back.
Listen, space and order. One at a time.
Everyone step back.
No, your hair, bro. Listen,
Every man does their thing differently, yeah. If you have a mission statement, if you come here, if you got a mission statement, yeah, and you come here for a purpose, yeah, these are the things that happen when you want to direct where your conversation goes. So you see me getting frustrated because I'm trying to say to man, do not feed the trolls, don't feed the pigeons. When they're there, don't give them the energy. If man makes a stupid statement like, oh, why you only marrying rare, you give him the simplest answer, you cut him off. And then you keep on going in your train of thought, yeah? Because when he goes back to his bed, he ain't having the same thoughts we are. He don't care about the same issues we do. We're here for a reason. I don't leave my yard to stand here and argue with the next man about what he believes we can and can't do or who we are or who we're not.
I think you've been drinking
confusion.
I can smell it. Can you smell it?
You are
I can
drinking
smell it.
alcohol.
I smell it.
Why am I on his
smell
side?
it.
Didn't
Why
know
am I
before,
on
now I
his
know.
side? You are telling me
I
So
smell
a man
it.
like that trying to tell me what? Man can't lift up my sisters, are you mad? Joke, man.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, come on, let's go back.
Deal with the matter.
I can take the smell of
Fire for them devils there, bro.
More whisperings in the air.
There's nothing constructive. Nothing constructive is coming from this, yeah? We was talking about India, yeah, and about the racism in India. All right, yeah? And anyone that says here there's not racism between Asians towards blacks is lying.
You're smelling of alcohol.
They're lying, yeah?
And we're going to go back to smelling of alcohol.
I could smell the alcohol as well. I actually could smell the alcohol. Shame on
I'm
that,
going to
man.
put Islam on the side and deal with you. You're like a blood clot.
All right, now let's go back to constructive.
Fucking easy, boy. Look at me.
I got 15 minutes of
I'm not
confusion.
playing, you know.
All right.
The man telling me about, am I going to...
All right, let me
I'm
say.
trying to talk to you.
What it is, yeah, what it is, as a black person, Jedi, yeah, as a black person, your life is different from an Asian person. We're kind of accepted in a way, yeah, and it's not right. I'm not saying it's right, but your oppression is different from ours. I don't really feel oppressed. I know you do. I know if I go into a shop, I'm never going to be looked at. If you go into a shop, somebody might look at you. That's horrible. I don't agree with it, but it's there. But until people start acknowledging it, yeah, and saying it's real, you can never deal with the topic. A lot of Asian people say, no, we have no problem. No, when you hear people talking behind closed doors, yeah, I hear sickening stuff, yeah, that I know is borderline racist or is racist. And it's ingrained from, India, the caste system. White is good, black is bad. And it's permeated through here as well.
I personally have been on the one hand, I've been embraced by some Asian families From what I see when I go to the yard, I'm shown love. You know, cooking's going down. Typical, very similar to the African culture where you get treated like a family member when you go there with honour and respect. Yeah. I've also had the ones where I felt vibes. I've also, obviously, I don't know if it's due to it being in certain communities or whatever. When I go in certain establishments run by Asians, I've felt what I believe to be racism, because it feels similar to what happens when I go into white establishments or white-owned establishments. Yeah. So I don't know if this is a stereotypical thing or whether this is something that's deep-rooted. This is what I was trying to understand what the general perspective was on black people in the Asian community. I want to know what you lot really think and what happens behind closed doors.
Right. Let me go all the way back here.
Sorry?
Hold on. Bro, hold on. I need to clarify one. Bro. Oh, God. Let me go.
We've got two conversations.
Hold on. I'm going to go back 3,000-4,000 years, in this valley civilization, There were black people all around India, they're called Dravidians, At some point, there was a white or a European or Caucasus race that come in, conquered the areas and pushed people down, They set up a caste system, in my opinion, which you have the Brahmins who are white, you then have the Shudras that are kind of mixed, and then you have the white at the bottom, the Dalits, who are actually black, And if you read some of the text, you can see a clear distinction.
Is this in the
That's the Bhagavad Gita, and there's a clear black and white thing, And even today, when you go into India, if a baby's born white, they're praising that baby. If the baby's dark, I'm telling you, some of the things you hear is so disgusting, And you'll see it all the time. When, like, someone's getting married, if the girl is dark, she's literally gonna be on the shelf until she's 40, Because they see darkness as bad. You go all the way to India.
Can you explain why?
I think it's to do with the caste system and this kind of the 3,000 or 4,000 years ago when the invasion happened. They put the white people on the pedestal, and that has never left. As much as they tried to kind of like disseminate, like Sikhism don't believe in caste, but there's still a caste in Sikhism. Muslims don't believe in caste, but there's still a caste system in Muslim in India. It's so strong that it's not a British thing. The British just utilised it as a way to divide and conquer, but it was always there. And I'm not sure how it's going to be.
So you said it was introduced before the European. It's basically way before them.
Well, if you look at, I'll give you an example. I don't want to say my mum done a DNA test. She's got 3% Finnish blood in her. I don't know where it's come from. That's like Anglo-Saxon white people. And so somebody from those areas.
I couldn't tell her that.
You know them little tests there.
So somebody from down there must have come into the Punjab, where we're from. We're like high up on the Indian subcontinent, right on the kind of bridge. And so everyone has to go through there to get to India. And when you go lower down, people get darker. And there is a divide between
And the darker people are doing worse off in India.
No. Some of the darker people are not, because now people have been mixed to such a degree that no one knows who the Brahmins are and who the lower castes are. Some lower castes are light. But that particular concept of it being dark people.
Well, what are they trying to say about these Brahmins? Are they like more godly people? Are they a pure blood? What is it about them?
All right, imagine an aristocracy, where you're born into aristocracy. You will never do a menial job. Brahmins are born into aristocracy in the sense that they will always be the people that teach. And now it's not exactly what's happening now, but that's what used to happen in the past. And a Shudri class, would be the warrior class. And then you have the people right at the bottom. And so it still permeates through India today. It will never leave, I don't think. Maybe it'll take 1,000 years. So that particular kind of disdain for black also transfers over, unfortunately, to black people who from African descent. But they don't like even black people who are Asian. You just look at it in Bollywood cinema. There is no. You just go to even the darkest areas of South India, and the white people are the people that are being propagated as the movie stars. But you put a black person in there, they'll say that no one will watch it. No one's even tested it, so we don't know. But they don't want to test it. Even look at the whole Hindi movies, they look white. Whiter than white. They literally put makeup on them.
Even the Chinese is the same thing, bruv. In China, you got some dark-skinned people in certain areas, and they just promote the same thing, the same white. Even the Naruto and all of the cartoons, they make them white.
If you go to South India, some of the Dravidians down there could pass for black.
Naruto fans, you don't know.
You put afro on them, and they could be black. So there must have been some kind of migration from Africa.
But that's
a bit of a complicated situation.
Cane Row.
That's too complicated. I was going to have a conversation with Ty.
He had Cane Row and a nose like Jedi. He had a nose like Jedi.
The thing is, this is one of the issues. I don't want to antagonize anyone, but I'll speak what I'm going to antagonize people. Yeah, I agree with a lot of kind of like the black kind of disdain for the Eurocentric view of the world. Yeah, it is pretty terrible way Egypt has been whitewashed. Yeah, and we know for a fact it's in Africa and they had black people in there. But what I find quite annoying about Afrocentrism, they're doing the same thing to Indians. Yeah, like I watched Hidden Colors 1 to 4, yeah, and I was like,
that's great. That pisses off everyone.
I was so angry, yeah, like Tariq Nasheed, I watched it, yeah. Some bits I agreed with it, and then you have some other stuff that is so like mind blowing. They're telling me that that I was proud of a particular area called the Indus Valley. I thought that was my people, and then they say no, it's black people. So I get annoyed that you're kind of white.
But why wasn't it black people? Because you already said that the Dravidian are the oldest race of people that were there. Right. So why wouldn't it be black people?
Yeah, but yours. All right, let me say something. Yeah, I agree that there was certain black people, but it wasn't a predominantly black civilization.
Why wasn't it?
It was a mixed civilization.
How would a civilization just be mixed by conception? It clearly would have been predominant of one group.
But are Dravidians pure African though?
Pardon?
They got African blood, but are they pure African?
Okay, well, what the modern day Indians now, no, but maybe the ancient Indians, the ancient people that were there, like we're saying the Dravidians and maybe they were.
I need to research a bit more because I have a brown viewpoint of that area, yeah. By the way, you might have a white viewpoint, yeah. On the Eurocentric, I can see that a lot of.
Why don't we just have a viewpoint? Forget about where you are from. Yeah. And where you want to lean in terms of your ego and what you identify with. Let's deal with history. If we
Krishna was black.
Oh no, this is
Krishna was black now. That's your crime.
This is why I'm sorry. We need to have a proper long conversation. Because I agree with a lot of your
but listen. So you're happy for us to take ownership.
Harry's pissed right now.
You're happy for us to take
controlling right now.
You have to say nothing. No timing.
You're happy for us to take ownership over Egypt, and I'm glad that you're supporting us on our claim of origins of Egypt. Yeah. But when we get to India now, you seem a little bit shaky.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit agitated, man.
But this is the thing, yeah.
I can't help it.
But this is the thing. Why? Why?
Because I have my own prejudices, man. I want it to be my people. I want it to be my
But we are the same people, are we not?
Yeah, I know, but if I'm being honest with you, yeah, don't take this the wrong way. Once everyone trigger warning.
Just say what you want to say,
I believe that distinct races, you have different. We're not exactly the same. We're all human beings,
I agree
but we are slightly different.
But what is your race? What is your race?
I'm a Punjabi.
No. So, because you share DNA, and a landmass with a brother that was over there that was Gujarati. Yeah, you share DNA and the landmass. Yeah, so you're separating yourself by faith.
All right, no,
faith only.
Punjab is not faith. It's a region in India. Pakistanis are Punjabi as well.
Was there a big iron fence around Punjabi land?
There wasn't. There was lots of kingdoms.
Did you not intermix?
We intermix.
Are you not still intermixing now? Did you just say that there was a cloudiness in terms of the history of the Asian man on the land right now? You already said that we don't know who the Brahmins are, who the rare, because everyone's what?
They're all mixed and
all right,
all diluted.
So that being said, you can't really stake a claim on a land where the people themselves are all mixed up. Look, brother, you can't be taking it personally because in that mix are what? What did he say was at the bottom of the barrel?
The blacks.
What do you call them?
Dark skin.
What do you call them?
The Dravidians.
The
Dalits.
Dalits, yeah? So those Dalits may possibly have more African DNA than you. Yeah. And actually may stem from the originators of that land.
I don't want to trigger anyone. Mum done a DNA test, no African DNA. She had like white DNA.
Yeah, she had finished DNA. So really, she's an imposter to the land, if anything. She's European.
Let me have my Punjab.
She's European.
Let me have my Punjab.
Just like
don't take my Punjab away from me.
You know why?
I love that place. That's my homeland.
There were some Japanese people, it's online. There were some doctors.
I get hurt when you
listen. There were some Japanese doctors, they done a DNA test to see where they came from, And when they done the test, they never thought Africa was going to be the place. Some doctors in Japan, and when they done the test, they realized that their roots are in Africa. You get me? And they were surprised and shocked, and they were.
But all their gurus represent all them people in India, all the ones in the Ganges, all the ones in the Ganges, the monks and that all grow the locks and that up in the mountains and that. They all say they come from Africa anyway. So this ain't even.
I need to research this, yeah, because I have to admit, yeah, the same way white people might have an attachment to certain areas, I have attachment to my Punjabi. I'm sorry, I'm very proud of my. So
you can do.
I like that.
You don't
look proud of your culture. I wouldn't respect you.
Pangea.
It all comes back to us.
When I hear Tariq Nasheed start saying that he's taking control of all of Punjab and all the kind of Hindus Valley civilization, I'll be like,
you know what is? You know
I
what
agree
is?
with like 8%.
Mapping out history and mapping out history and us just trying to be more honest about history is not meaning that we're all going to flood over to Punjabi land and try to take it over, bro. Yeah.
I'd like to see you try.
We don't want to. And if we did, you know, we'll all be scared of us and you just be like,
we can say something, yeah. For 800 years, we fought non-stop, yeah. And we're 1% of the population, but 15% of
all I do, I just send the Somalians over there. I just send the Somalians over there. They'll wipe you out.
But the thing is, yeah, I agree, yeah, that black people are oppressed, yeah. People need to first accept that. If you don't
and black people in your land are oppressed as well. Black people in your land are oppressed as well.
I think it's even worse. They're worse in there. The jobs they do, they make them pick up shit. Yeah, as a living. It's terrible. I do not agree with it.
So like I said, with those problems facing my black brothers and sisters over in your land, yeah, and the caste system, one second, and the caste system that you said is definitely rife through the land of India, yeah, both Punjabi, Gujarati, all of that. You are worried about the immigration laws of Great Britain. This is where it started. You're worried about the immigration laws of Great Britain, yeah? When really, I think there's other issues that maybe a person of your passion could be better off serving.
All right, can we just say something to the camera? Am I a Nazi? Let's just clarify that, because a lot of people say I'm a Nazi.
That's your business. It's your business, yeah. I'm not going to vouch for you.
I'm just saying, I'm not a right wing here. I'm not somebody that has those kind of views.
Raj Nazi.
But I do, yeah. But they call me Tommy Robinson. And the thing is, yeah, I do. That's one of their best ones, yeah. But the thing is, yeah, I do agree with.
I saw that one today.
I agree with tighter immigration. I don't think that contradicts that I can still love my people and love. I feel for the oppressed people of the UK. Your particular, I can understand. If I was black in this country,
how can you love the oppressed people and be caring about the oppressor?
Hold on. If I was a black person in this country, I would feel like you feel. Unfortunately, I'm just being truthful with you. Yeah, I would say this country is not treating me properly. But my experience, I think Asian people are treated differently. Yeah.
Cool. Malcolm, one last thing before I go. Malcolm X said, yeah, if the house is burning down, yeah, the house slaves, would pray for rain. Yeah. You understand? To put out the fire. Yeah. But you see the man them in the field that are going through the oppression every day. Yeah. They just pray for wind to come. You get me? Malcolm X can't
Yeah, I'm done.
What was your problem with immigration?
I just feel that immigration needs to be cut out. I think. I'm not saying stop immigration. I just think that at the moment you need to take control of immigration and vet people that are coming in.
Do a fresh video. Hussain and sing. Yeah. Discuss.
Yeah. I like this guy, man. Let's not get into his Jedi. You know what? I've managed to kind of avoid Muslims this week, and like somebody's coming along this time, so I'm a little bit scared it's going to go into deadly territory.
No, I'm playing.
I understand.
I'm playing. No,
I understand. You don't always.
And what you wanted to say, and what you wanted to say was valid, yeah. So I shouldn't have shut you down. It's just because you was engaging with the brother, and I needed that brother to get shut down because of his mannerism. But and even when you said what you said, it's like, look, I feel like I can't because what he was saying is real, but. Sometimes I feel like I just don't want a conversation to get sucked into, religion, this religion, that religion. That's my heading.
It wasn't religion.
I understand. Couldn't know everything.
It was just the fact that he wanted to, he liked black girls and he went crazy.
I understand. Couldn't know everything. It's not.
That's what it was.
Man, defend black woman to the core, brother. You mad?
I understand.
Black woman.
That was a crazy thing to say.
Man's got to raise up man's sisters.
I understand.
Man's aunties.
I understand what you guys are
next
saying.
generation. I don't push no oppression to anyone else.
But you never said nothing wrong.
If they love their own, they love their more.
I just want to say one thing.
Representing it, sister.
A black guy says it.
You don't like black girls now? Oh, that's racist. It's like, right, come on, bro. Yeah, what are you talking about?
The guy had all that hoo-ha.
I just want to say one thing. I understand that Content Over Everything is not an Islamic channel, so obviously they would have different topics that don't include religion. That's why you say you don't want to keep.
No, it's not because the content. It's because
of us. No,
but it's not because of content. Content
will shoot.
If you want to have a Muslim debate right now, content will sit there and shoot it.
I
So
don't want
let's not-
to.
It's because of me and Raspect don't want to get caught up in it.
I can understand. But I'm saying
I hear what you're saying, but it's not because of content. It's because of us.
But I'm sure they want more content.
I don't know what they want. I can't speak for them.
But
it's for us.
I understand you lot then.
Yeah.
Don't just want to talk about
Yeah,
Islam.
but that guy
all the
was
time.
ridiculous.
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm.
Sometimes we can discuss and learn. You get me? But
That's why I wasn't trying to drag it.
Because you know how the division thing happens.
Because the brother had the beard. It looked like he was speaking.
I'm a
Bro, you know all he said? He said he likes black girls.
Because he
and
had
the guy went
Islamic
crazy.
parents had to say, listen, he's speaking for himself. He's not speaking based
You need to
on.
ask
And you
him
know
what
that
he
anyway.
says.
Man saying he's been
You didn't
drinking
say
though,
nothing
still.
wrong. If I said I like Punjabi girls,
I don't know where
Yeah,
I
bro,
don't
respect
know where it's come from.
You don't love your women. If you said you didn't like Punjabi girls, I wouldn't really rate
something
you.
wrong with you.
Yeah, what would you say the problem about immigration was?
I think it needs to be controlled because
Yakking it down.
uncontrolled immigration just would
don't like Arab
destabilise the country. I'm not saying about stopping immigration.
Do you really think England is overcrowded?
Mama got
I
drunk.
think it's not about being
Mama got drunk
overcrowded.
and got pissed that you don't
I'm
like
not saying
Arab
it's like a
girls.
boat and it's overcrowded. That's a silly analogy to use. At the end of the day, if you're having individuals coming into the country who are not contributing but are taking, and we have so many jobs that need to be filled that are specialised jobs like nurses, doctors, people in particular fields. Why not vet people and bring those particular people in?
I don't know about you, but the immigrants that I know, because they're coming from a country that doesn't have job seekers allowance, a housing benefit and stuff, I don't believe there's anyone sitting down and taking the signing on job seekers allowance for that 70
No, I'm not saying that.
No, what I'm just saying is that the immigrants that I know, only the ones I know, you may know different ones. The ones that come to this country, they're not just sitting down waiting for the gyro check or the job seekers. The immigrants that I know, they have 2-3 jobs. Yeah. Why? Because they're working hard to put money back home. Like I don't know. The immigrants you know, are you saying they're just
No,
sitting down?
I'm not stigmatising immigrants. My dad was an immigrant. Yeah, so he come in his 60s, to fill particular job roles. I'm just trying to look at things objectively, not racially, not religiously. And I feel I'm on the Labour Party, but I disagree with their policies on immigration. I think immigration needs to be curtailed a bit, and there needs to be a control on it.
So
that
do you
doesn't
believe
mean
it's too crowded? Because you see me.
No, but you're using a simplistic argument about being too crowded.
What is the issue?
Because
the main issue,
you're going to probably use an analogy of like there's a boat and it's too crowded.
No,
you
I'm
can't
asking,
fit
what's
on
the main issue you have with
it.
immigration?
If you have a lot of people coming into the country, that are not contributing. I'm not saying they're doing it on purpose, but they're not contributing to the UK, but are taking benefits that's taken from the state. I'm not saying they're doing it on purpose. Of course, they come from an oppression, and if they're a refugee, they should be here. But what is wrong with trying to select people when they come in and see what they can contribute? What is wrong with that? I'm not saying cut all immigration. Refugees should be allowed in. People from war-torn areas. But just allowing just anyone into the country.
When you say contribute, like you say contribute, if there's a person that's going out, and he's hard working, and he's trying to provide for his kids and for people back home, do you consider that, even if he's not a doctor or nurse?
No, I consider that someone hard working is going to
contribute.
Yeah. So
that's what I'm saying. Most of the immigrants I know, whether they be Somali, whether they be Pakistani or whatever, that come into this country, I don't see them sitting down waiting for the job seekers. Do you know why? One, that money is nothing. Two, they're coming from a place they never had job seekers. If you didn't work hard, you didn't eat. So they come here, they're working hard, they're trying to sort out people back home. I don't see them as lazy bums.
No, I don't see them as lazy bums. Some of the hardest workers are immigrants that are coming in from hard areas that are coming in to better their life. I have nothing against their plight and what they're coming over to do. All I'm trying to say is that we've got to look at things in a common sense way. If you can not stop immigration, but control immigration about who's coming in. Now, if someone's coming in, and they literally cannot contribute anything, they know they can't, just coming in to do that, they will be weeded out. Now, somebody that, who's got a particular track record, like, they worked in another country or they had a particular way of demeanour and when they have an interview, so you can have an interview process.
But you know what, where I work here, I've worked in many different places, and all the cleaners there, all the cleaners I meet there, they're never English people or ethnic people that grew up in this country. All the cleaners I find are either from Portugal, Brazilian, African, and I don't find any English people. I don't see no black boys like me that grew up in this country working as cleaners, or white boys, young white boys working as cleaners, because they won't do that. So what I'm trying to say is that I don't buy that most immigrants come here and they just wait for that £70 or £80 every 2 weeks, and sign on and they don't work. Like I said, all of the Somali, Pakistani, Portugal, Brazilian immigrants I know, they're hard workers.
And I agree with that fully. But there comes a point where you have to start looking at things sensibly. You cannot let this go on for another 200 years. you have to stop it at some point and start controlling immigration.
Okay.
If you look at Australia's immigration laws, they're very just in the sense that they interview people and they check what they can contribute to the country. And somebody could come in, they've got no qualifications, but if you had an interview and you could portray that, one, you believe in democracy, that's very important. One, you believe in free speech. Yeah, I believe you do. I think you have to have particular values to come to the UK. If you don't believe in democracy and free speech and freedom of religion.
Hold on, but if you're Christian, and I didn't mean to bring this to religion.
Yeah, I'm Sikh.
Yeah, but I'm saying if a person comes and they're a Christian, which is, okay, they haven't really got democratic beliefs. Or if they're, even for example, democratic beliefs, if you're one of the main religions or even Sikh or Hindu, it's not a democratic belief. For example, in Sikhism, are you allowed to have sex outside of marriage? Okay, so that, according to democracy, there's no problem with fornication.
Yeah, all right. Let me say secularism and democracy is not perfect. Yeah. It's what Winston Churchill said, that it's the best system that we've got. Yeah, it doesn't mean that it's perfect. It just means compared to communism, fascism, and any other kind of totalitarian state, it's the best we've got. Of course, there's loads of flaws in it as well. Yeah. And what I'm trying to say to you is that if someone comes to the UK and immediately their actual view of the world is anti-democratic, anti-free speech.
I don't know people that exist like this. You might get a minority exception to the rule, but I don't believe most people.
Yeah, so those people will be vetted out.
No, okay, but I'm saying, look, the majority.
So you have an interview and you say, look, do you believe in democracy?
But the majority of people that come here, the majority of people that come here that are poor immigrants, they just come in here to look up, make a better life for themselves and their families abroad, They might not be a democracy or seculars, but you're saying that for them to come in, they have to believe in democracy.
That's bullshit.
No,
that's bullshit. That is absolute bullshit.
Don't destroy me.
You're in your flow. You're not going to beat Hussain on this.
I'm not
because you believe that the immigration laws need to be tightened, need to be done this, and you're not even British, bruv. And you need to say, before we start enforcing immigration laws on people that want to come to this country and better themselves, let's go all around the world where the British colonial system has been stealing and robbing from everybody else, make them give back their things, make them create justice in those areas, then we can say, right, England, you are allowed to have your own land for yourself, where these poor migrants don't come and disturb your thing.
People are saying that I can't be British or I can never be British.
You're not British. You want to be, I know you do, but you're not.
What it is, it's not about whether I want to be. If I feel British, I feel British.
What's feeling British? All right, what's feeling British, bro?
How can I describe that to you?
Exactly.
Yeah?
So
it's something that I feel.
What is
it's a feeling.
If you feel it, you can describe it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm part of the country. I love the country. I want to protect the country. Yeah. So what is wrong with that?
No, but look,
I understand your
because you have another country that you should actually be worrying about.
That even more.
Well, then you need to focus on that one, then, the one you love the most, and let other people come and have the joys that your people came and had. Yeah.
I'm not telling you to ship everyone off. I'm saying control it.
Why? For what?
Because
how does it threaten you? People coming into the country. How does that threaten you?
But it's not going to threaten me in my lifetime. Yeah?
Well then.
Yeah, I'll be dead by the time the problems start occurring. Look, but if you're looking at 200-300 years time in the future,
you know what?
Things will start getting out of control.
You see this.
So you're talking about this right now because you're worried about Britain in 300 years.
Yeah.
Brother, man.
I look at the future.
I hope you and your whole family are back in Punjabi land.
You know, let me say something. If Punjab becomes independent, I'm the first to move.
Okay. Look, you said that when people come to this country,
your politics is messed up. You need to let it go. You're not British. Let's let it go. Let people do what they want to do. You don't stop being their lapdogs. Oh! Now I'm in the house. I want to make sure that it's all nice and tidy. Fuck that. They don't care about. They're fucking up India right now. They fucked up India.
I just don't want to shout over.
Everyone has a different experience.
And then after,
tell him they fucked up India, and he's worried about Britain.
I'm trying not to
They
swear.
fucked up India. Say it.
I'm not going to swear. I'm the
first to admit it.
Listen, what I'm just saying, this criteria made, I don't think you think about it, yeah? What I'm trying to say to you is that I don't think this criteria is fair, that someone to come into this country, a lot of people don't think this deeply about social structures and politics. A lot of people don't think, people who come here, which is true that Europe, England has basically made everyone has colonized that country, and even though they're not in there now with whips and chains, the system is set up so they're living in poverty. Yeah. The point I'm trying to say, when people are coming here, they're coming because they're poor, poverty in their country, yeah, and they want to do better, and they're sending money back home. Now, what I'm trying to say to you, look, are you saying that a person who's just coming, who doesn't think about politics, democracy or communism shouldn't be allowed to. He just wants to come in, work hard, and send him money back. Are you saying that he shouldn't be allowed?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Yeah,
so what did you mean? Elaborate.
All right. To put the system in, it's not something I can explain here. It would have to go through a lot of processes of refining it. How you can find out whether someone believes in democracy, you don't have to ask them whether they believe in democracy. You can figure out by just asking, do you believe in voting? Do you believe in a government that has runs for 4 years? They don't have to understand the concept of democracy, but they can understand the concept of voting.
But that doesn't always work. You know why?
I know, it's just ideas I'm saying. I'm not saying it would work. It's an idea.
It doesn't always work.
And also, if I say to somebody, anybody, and I speak to them, I say, do you believe in freedom of religion, that anyone can practice their faith and anyone can say whatever they want? If they say to me yes, then I know. I don't have to say freedom of speech, but I can
What's
say,
your name?
Raj.
Jason or Hussain.
I know you a lot, man. I've seen you loads of videos.
But look, the thing is, Raj, yeah? But Raj, most people don't even...
You're making it out as if people are very dumb.
I'm saying most people don't think about...
But what I'm saying, people understand these kind of concepts. Yeah, even the most silliest person, if I ask them a simplistic question that are people allowed to practice their religion? That is not a question.
Who doesn't believe that?
No, but there are people that come into places, that have very strong views from particular countries that do not believe in free speech.
Give example.
I don't want to go into this because I've been good this week, yeah.
No, bro, I don't meet these people. I don't meet any immigrant or people who
not
come.
Immigrants,
bro. Look, I'm being honest with you, yeah. Most of if you're talking about people from Muslim countries,
I'm not talking about just Muslim countries.
But the thing is that I don't meet these people. The people immigrants you're talking about, I don't meet these people that believe that only you should follow their religion. All these cleaners and all these people that are doing jobs, English people. I'm not talking just about white people. Like I said, where I work, I work in security. I've worked in many different establishments. All the cleaners are either Brazilian, African, Portuguese, and so forth. The last thing when we interact with each other, talking about it, they don't give. They're just trying to sort their life out.
Bro, can I interject a bit? Because I need to clarify something. When you're talking about these people doing these jobs, those are the people I'd let in. What I'm saying, you can have a criteria. No, you can let anyone in. You can let anyone in here. But when you're having a kind of a screening, or people are coming in, you can ask them very simplistic questions. Yeah, very simply. They don't even need to know the notion of democracy to understand the principles of democracy. Yeah.
See, brother, this is why when the BNP wanted to integrate more people they chose a Sikh.
Oh, come on, bro.
Oh,
did they?
No, there are
not me, though. Not me.
There are Sikhs in the BNP. There are, and I'm confused. I'm confused because after they get the Muslims out, who do you think they're coming for next? The thing is that the reality situation. Look, these people, and do you know what? I don't fear this thing about. Look
what they're doing. They're calling me a Nazi.
No problem. Look.
Terrible, man.
People are gonna say whatever.
I'm a Nazi.
Stop patrolling.
I'm a Nazi because I don't agree with immigration. I agree with immigration being kind of controlled.
But you know what? Look, most of the things that they say about immigrants, I don't see in my daily life. Maybe you see it. I don't meet these.
I should calm down one day.
I don't meet these people who are against people practicing religion. Even when they talk about space, about letting immigrants in. I think we let in 2% of the immigrants when you compare the majority of the world. But look, sometimes I travel to Birmingham or Luton, There's so much space in this country. You see, once you get out of London, you could drive for miles and miles. It's just greenery. I'm telling you, you'll fall asleep, You'll wake up, you're still driving, and there's space. I know.
It's Hussain, isn't it?
Yeah.
But do you not understand the difference between stopping immigration and controlling immigration?
I don't buy this fair. Look, my friend.
If you're controlling something, it's like water going through a kind of like a tap.
My friend.
You could control it. You can still let the water out. What you're trying to make out, people are trying to make is, I'm going to shut the tap. I'm not shutting the tap. I'm controlling the tap.
But I don't buy this fair that this place is. London is over.
I've never said about overcrowding. It's nothing to do with overcrowding. That's like a red herring.
But it's to do with the skills.
I'm about destabilising, having people coming that do not believe in particular.
Where are these people?
Well,
are they here?
I was going to say, if there's none of those people, then everyone will come in.
No, are they here? Are they here?
All I'm saying, there needs to be checks, that when people come in, they believe in a particular way of life.
No, but if they don't, excuse me, you're a Sikh, Are you practicing Sikh?
I'm not what's called a good Sikh or orthodox Sikh.
Okay, practicing Sikhs. Practicing Sikhs, they don't believe in the secular, culture of England. For example, for me to be a normal person in society, a young normal person, during the week I make my money. On the weekend I get plastered, I get out of it, and I sleep with strangers. I can go strip clubs. That's not part of Sikh culture. Your Sikh culture is totally against that.
Yeah, but no, but Sikh culture is also open to accept other ways.
Excuse me, no.
Other ways. We don't have a particular system in place.
My friends.
Like, let me just say something. For a Muslim, it's a little bit different because you have a particular way that you think governance should happen. For Sikhs, we do not have a political wing.
No, it's not that. It's not that. My friend,
side.
if you're Sikh, my mum's a Jamaican Christian, yes?
Yeah.
We have imams. What do you have? What do you have as your priest in your...
Oh, imams, we have, they're called Ghanis or Babbe.
Ghanis. Yeah. If a Ghani went to a strip club and people found out about it, would he be, the next week, would he still be
he'd have his ass kicked.
Okay.
Oh, about that, man.
So every week in his sermons...
I might give him a shake of hands a little bit. I might shake his hand and say, all right, man, but then I will give him a ass kick.
Good. That's
so
really
I'm trying to say to
the man, innit?
So I'm trying to say to you, when is your sermon? Is it Sunday? Is it? Do you have a weekly
We don't have sermons like that.
But do you have a time when you go?
Well, normally people go on the weekend. Like
Okay, you got a weekend. On the weekend, it's to the youth to stay away from getting drunk, from getting... This is British culture.
Yeah, all right. Let me say...
No. So what I'm trying to say, if we had Sikh people, if we had your Ganesh, yeah, you know what?
No, we don't believe in Ganesh.
Not Ganesh.
Waigaru, we believe
no,
in
the priest of your...
Oh, the Ghanis.
Ghanis, sorry.
Ganesh is
the Hindu god. Ghanis, yeah? Okay, if we had him at the border patrol, yeah, for who comes in and comes out, and the person, what's your way of life? And he said, I believe in getting, like, working hard during the week, yeah, and getting out for the weekend, going strip club, going clubbing and sleeping with strangers. He's not going to let them in.
Yeah, but you're misconstruing British culture.
No.
Strip clubs and drinking.
What I'm trying to say to you,
let me just clarify.
No.
Yeah, but
it is though. It is.
It's not. It's more nuanced than that. Excuse me. It's kind of disingenuous, or even disrespectful to say the British way of life is just strip clubs and drinking and everything.
Does it work?
I was born here.
No, the question is, does it work?
What do you mean? What does it work?
It's like you're supporting it, yeah? In the sense you're endorsing it, yeah? So once you're endorsing it, I'm saying they're exporting it. They are exporting it, yes? They're exporting it to other places, try to force people to have McDonald's and all that type of stuff in their country.
If you don't get drunk, you're square, you're a dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me say something to you. I do not agree. Like I said, secularism and democracy is not perfect.
No, they are the
but it's the best system we've got.
Look.
Do you get the difference?
So you're saying it works?
It works as best as it works better than most systems.
We have an epidemic of single mothers.
Yeah.
We have an epidemic of...
Something doesn't have to be perfect, but it can still work.
It doesn't work, bro.
Yeah, like a bike with a puncher,
yeah?
Like a bike with a puncher works. You can still ride it, can't you? But it's not... It's
not perfect. I've said that.
But you can still ride
corruption,
it. Look,
it doesn't work.
The point is, look. In England, we have an epidemic of single mothers. We have an epidemic of crime. We have an epidemic of crime rate. What I'm trying to say, the point I'm trying to say to you, you're saying only people can come in that believe in democracy and so forth. Look, the whole thing is...
Hold on, let me rephrase that. Don't believe in democracy, but the principles of democracy is different.
Okay, but there's a way you live democracy.
So you don't have to understand even the concept of democracy, but you can understand the principles of democracy.
Okay.
Is that people are free to vote. Okay. People can change their government if they don't feel good. You don't even have to say the word democracy.
Okay.
It's just a way of governance.
In a democracy,
does it work?
It's the best system we've got.
Excuse me. In a democracy,
it's not perfect.
In a democracy, is it immorally wrong, to sleep around with different girls and get them pregnant and let them and abandon them?
All right, let me just clarify one thing.
Yeah.
One thing I agree with Islam, is that immorality. Yeah. Let me just say something. So you're talking to
First,
Muslims,
you don't want Muslims in the book.
Yeah. I agree with Muslims on morality. I think the West is depraved. Yeah.
This is what you're
Hold on, but I don't believe that. Hold on, dude. You can separate Western culture from the depravity of Western culture. Yeah. It's not all depraved.
Okay.
But there is an epidemic of people behaving in ways that are not very, let's just say, not very kind of conducive to a productive society.
Raj, I grew up in this country. What do young guys who believe in democracy do? How do they live their life on the weekend?
They don't do that because of democracy.
No.
Democracy is not the reason they go out to get drunk.
Excuse me, young people that grow up in a democracy.
They got the freedom.
They have a lack of
faith. If they
faith.
lived in a communist country, they won't be
You're going to like this, but they have a lack of faith.
No, they're not faith in democracy.
Under Sharia law, which is not happening.
Democracy doesn't believe in oppressing any faith. Secularism means that you can practice your faith and practice freedom of speech.
My friend.
So if you don't want to be if you don't want a religion, brother, you don't have to.
Freedom of speech in prison.
My friend, you have freedom. Look, in a democracy, you have the freedom to do whatever you want. Yes.
It makes no sense.
Not whatever you want. You have still restrictions, obviously.
Okay, in a democracy, you want everyone to live in a democracy, yeah? In a democracy, is it wrong for me to go out there and get as drunk as possible and sleep with a stranger?
But that's not democracy promoting that.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
Do you understand what democracy is?
Yes, I do.
So how is democracy promoting people to drink?
I'll tell you what, because in a democracy
is the freedom to
do whatever you want.
Drunk. Yeah, it's a freedom. Yeah, so that's okay. Everyone has a choice to do it. If they haven't got the moral character to be able to control themselves, I'll give you an example.
No, you don't have to control yourself.
I used to drink, and I haven't drank for 6 years now, yeah? It's self-control.
Excuse me, illegally in a democracy, it's not immoral to get drunk.
And so what do you want to? You want to outlaw drinking?
I don't want anything. I'm saying...
All right, so let's clarify. How do you stop them then?
Listen.
How do you stop them?
This is the point. The point is that you only want people that come into the country and believe in democracy.
I said the principles of democracy.
Yeah, the principles of democracy.
And believing in democracy and the principles is slightly different.
Okay.
So when I say to somebody, do you believe in democracy? They may not even understand the concept of democracy. If I say democracy, that you can, if you have a government and you can change it if they're oppressing you or something.
My friend, don't get hyped about this democracy thing. We had a democracy in this country and they voted. They didn't ask us to vote to bring the congestion charge in and they put in. Everyone was against it. Everybody was against it and they put in. The Iraq War. Afghanistan war, people didn't want to do it. The Iraq war, they voted against it. There was a million.
Is it him? I thought some big dude. Get in it.
You're saying that you want. Okay, the point you're trying to say. The point you're trying to say is that you only want people coming to the country that follow democracy.
I'm saying they understand the principles of democracy.
Okay.
And accept it. Whether they follow it is irrelevant. Because they may come and never vote.
Okay.
But they accept other people voting. But they accept other people voting.
Okay.
So you have to understand.
I don't believe this. I don't believe there's all these wild animal people, yeah, that from these other countries, yeah, that are coming over here.
I'm not saying that.
And I'm looking to go down. And I'm looking to go down Oxford Street, chopping up. Are you Christian?
I'm not saying that.
Are you Sikh? Are you Hindu?
I'm not saying that.
No. It's like you've got these werewolves.
He's
walking on the living dead outside the borders.
You're kind of straw man. You're trying to make me out to be some like deadly Nazi.
No, I'm asking.
Who's like the Gestapo.
No, but I'm saying if you agree with this society,
I didn't
something a bit flawed. Remember, because you're saying a democracy, they took that democracy to India, and starved them twice, killed millions of people.
What did I say? It's the best system
Why are they
we've
coming
got.
here? Why are the immigrants coming here?
Let me say
Why do people have to die for this?
Why are immigrants coming here?
Hold on. Did I say democracy was perfect? I said it's the best system we've got. Compared to communism, compared to Sharia, compared to...
I don't know about that. I don't know about
listen.
that. I can't agree.
All of these particular political systems have been tested.
Hold on. No, I
don't agree with Sharia.
Okay, listen. Hold on.
Not to me, it's not.
Not to him, it's not. But hold on.
I'm not living under Sharia.
Hold on. Listen.
It's not happening.
Hold on, wait a minute.
It's not happening, man.
Hold on, I'm asking a question.
I'd rather burn.
Hold on, excuse me. These people that you're believing, immigrants, listen, the people that come from other countries, most of the reason they're coming because there's war in their country, normally started on them by the West, by America or England, are bombing them. Yes, do you agree?
Of course.
So, or they're coming because their country was fine. England went over there with slavery, and it's mashed up. Even in Jamaica.
Did I say refugees?
You know what they did?
Did I say anything about refugees?
Hold on. There's a documentary.
Hold on. Let's clarify one thing. Did I say anything about refugees?
No. Immigrants.
No. A refugee and an immigrant is different.
They can be the same.
Let me say something.
No, they're different.
Can I just one say about Jamaica? Because, for example, most of the, whether you call them refugees or immigrants, you agree that most of the immigrants that come here, because it's synonymous, yes? Most of the people that come here are fled in war-torn countries, yes? Or you've got countries like Jamaica. Jamaica is a rich country, meaning that you have food, you have fruits, there's a lot of resources, yeah? But because they were colonized, they've made it that the people are poor. Even the farmers. Like, there's a documentary called Life or Death. Yeah, it's on Google or something, yeah? On YouTube. Now, what I'm trying to say to you, even they brought Chinese people, yeah? First they tried to, like Hilfiger and other companies. They went to the Jamaicans and said, make this clothes for this much. They didn't even know how much it was getting sold for abroad, yeah? But anyway, they were making it factories. Then the Jamaicans found out how much it was getting selling for, so they tried to ask for their rights and stuff. Do you know what they did? They brought a ship, yeah, of Chinese people, and they parked it along the Jamaican shores and got them to work for cheaper on the island. Now, what I'm trying to say to you, Jamaica, I'm sure you know Africa is an all-rich land, yeah? These countries weren't messed up naturally, yeah? So the reason why it's broken down, it's corrupt, it's messed up, whatever and stuff, is because England colonized it, and then when they got forced to come out, they pulled out and everyone else is fighting. But it wasn't like that, yes? So what I'm trying to say is, the main reason for immigration is either war-torn lands by England and America and the West, yes, or slavery from England. So to be honest, England's not really in a position to say, yeah, until they fix up their countries again, they're not in a position to say we want this much amount of immigrants. Do you agree?
Yeah, let me say something.
But do you agree?
Let me make something. The way the British have acted over the last 300 or 400 years has been disgraceful. Disgraceful. The way they've conquered Africa, and now Chinese are coming into Africa as well. And the Africans really need to fight back at the Chinese as well now, because they're an imperial
but
that's a different thing, yeah. But the thing is that just because somebody has done something bad, yeah, the British have done something bad, it doesn't mean I'm going to come into their country and wish.
No, but if my country's messed up and I want a decent living, of course I'm going to try and do better. There's nothing wrong with that.
They can come under refugee status.
No, whatever status. What I'm trying to say is that if England didn't mess it up in the first place, they wouldn't be here. So really, you need to look at. Hold on. Why don't Morad, you're ethnic, yes? You have to look at it in context. You should have more understanding.
I do have understanding.
Because if Tommy Robinson saw you now, he would say, tell you to go back home. So let's go back to your own country. The point I'm trying to say to you coming from the east, yes, or India, you should understand why immigrants are coming here.
I have full understanding why immigrants come in, and I want immigration. But people are not understanding the concept. When you want to control something, it doesn't mean you want to stop it.
No, but the problem is this. You can't be so high and mighty about your control when you're the problem in the first place. They're only coming back here to get the country how it was.
Everyone's coming back here because they want to.
Excuse me. Yes,
so every single person that comes here.
The point is this. Anyway. The point is this. Look, England messed it up, yeah? And you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow.
I think this is where we differ.
Why? So you're saying England messed it up, but the people should just live in poverty.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I can understand, yeah, that people, especially black people, have a huge grievance with the British.
Yeah.
And even the Indians do to a certain degree, but not the same degree as you, as probably.
Okay, but so what should the black people do?
For me, I'm not the mindset. Just because they screwed us over, that when I come here, I'm going to now expect them to just let everyone in and to destroy.
So what do the people living in the countries that they screwed up to?
Hold on 1 second. Can I say one thing? I think you bought that lie, that narrative. The narrative that we have a problem with immigration. We don't have a problem with immigration. A king is measured by the amount of subjects in his land. So England is smart economically. They want everybody to come here. You know what I'm saying? They just want it in a way that they can, identify everybody, because some people slip through the system.
The racism. And look how
is anything wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. We're not saying there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, it's their system, remember.
And look how we've been brainwashed. When you think of immigrant, you don't think of people, white-haired, blue-eyed people coming from Australia or from bloody Spain or Italy. You're thinking of either Africans, Brazilians, or Indians.
I agree with you. That's a problem.
But why have we got this picture of immigrants in our heads? Why?
Because of the media. They propagate.
Exactly. So this is rubbish.
I don't disagree with that.
So there is no immigration problem.
They can say as much Australians and Italians, immigrants can come as possible.
It's a myth. Exactly. There's no immigration problem. Think about it. There's no immigration problem, and they need more people to come in and work. Like he's saying, we need cleaners, because now, as more people come in from different diaspora, other people go up the echelon. So now black people used to be cleaners. They ain't cleaners no more.
I work in security. I go to many different buildings, and so forth. all the cleaners, I've never met a black boy from this country that's a cleaner, or a white boy from this country that's a cleaner. You know why? He won't do it. I always meet not Australians, Brazilians, Portuguese, Africans, yeah, and they walk around with a smile on their face, yeah, even though they've got a tough life, yeah, and they clean up, and the managers and certain employees and stuff treat them like crap and look down on them and so forth. And everywhere you go, it's always Latins, there's always Africans, there's always, you know, Indians that are doing this job, yeah, but they're still nice to people. They say hello, they have a smile on their face. They're not bitter with people. They treat people like crap. Australians ain't coming to this country cleaning no rubbish. Italians ain't coming and so what I'm trying to say to you at the end of the day, the only reason immigrants are coming there, two reasons. War-torn thing that the West is bombing their country and they want to avoid bombs and their kids getting killed, or England messed up the country's system. Yeah? They destabilised it, and now they've got, like, it's just messed up. So they're coming now to make a bit of money, send it back home and make it better. So that, I've never met no immigrant with a Somali, African or that is sitting there waiting for job seekers allowance, because where they came from there was no housing benefit, no job seekers allowance. So they had to work here to provide for themselves. I've never met that. All the people that I know that are immigrants, they have more jobs, three or two jobs, more than the average English person, whether he's black or white. So what I'm trying to say to you, it's a myth about immigration, and all I say, you should understand that, because you're an ethnic person as well.
Yeah, all right, let me just say something to you. Let me just say something before you go, yeah? Even if, I agree with some of your points, and I do, I think you've said some good points, and I've got to appreciate that. It doesn't still stop the fact that, just controlling immigration and vetting people, and understanding who's coming in and recording the numbers, and judging who's a refugee, real refugee, and who is not racist, it's not Islamophobic, it's not xenophobic.
But don't we have it already?
No, it's not the system.
You should have thought about that when you were conquering the whole world, and everyone speaks English.
That's right.
Take care, yeah?
All right, take care. You're a good guy.
What's your name, bro?
Michael.
Big up, bro. Did you get all that conversation on tape? Was he recording? Yeah. Oh my God, man. I got rinsed today, man. Jedi and Raspect. They rinsed me out. You should have seen them. They were around me like lions. Yeah, I was a lone Sikh by myself, trying to fend them all off, man.
No, it's not you.
You lot were like,
You know what no more? Are you not on it no more? He's afraid. He's afraid.